Up? What up?
Yo,
You
yo,
you
what's
know
up with
what
it?
it is, man. This is the check-in, formerly known as Sunday Sit Down with the OGs, but we had to change that up. Um, let me uh let me put this link up in there. OT man, go ahead and talk to them right quick while I run this link.
What up, what up? How y'all doing? It's OT out here in California. Hey, we out here trying to do this thing. We're doing this new thing, this check-in. Used to be formerly sit down with the OGs. We out here trying to help these people out here that want to do something different, want to make something better, and want to do the best that they can. We got this little platform thanks to my man brother Heat here. We out here able to reach out people who need to be reached, and trying to do something different, trying to make something better out of their lives, one day at a time, one step at a time. So come on in with us, check in, hit us in the chat, look out for us. You like us, if you see what we're doing and you like what we're doing, make sure you like us and give us those thumbs up. That's how we make that money, pay them bills, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and here we go.
And you already know me, man. I am your boy Heat Detector. This is the check-in. Quick disclaimer before we get started. We are definitely not licensed practitioners of the psych uh, 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 type of thing. You know what I'm saying? We're not psychiatrists. We're
No,
not certified therapists.
no, we're
We're
not.
none of that. But what we are, we're some people that have been down a road before that you may be going down. We are human beings that realize and know that not every day is cotton candy and bunny rabbits jumping through a field of flowers.
Real talk.
Sometimes it's just hell on earth sometimes, and we know this, and that's what we're here for. So anybody that's out there, man, you can go ahead and hit that link if you want to tap in with us. If you're having the troubles for today, if you just need to talk and you just need to get something off your chest, that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing this. You know what I mean? We're trying to do our part to help those and those of need. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people misunderstand what a need is. A lot of times your mental needs will supersede your financial needs, because your financial needs, you could probably never get them without having your mental needs being addressed. So you
Real
can never
talk.
get
Real
to
talk.
you can't get to the money if your mind ain't right.
Real talk.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Anything you want to talk about today, sir?
So yeah, wonderful. How you doing? Like we said, we out here. Um, my topic for today is going to be self-sustaining and being independent. Um, we talk about this team thing we doing right now, but my biggest thing is I've been doing some work at home here, planting some seeds, digging in the earth. Uh, Something we should have been doing. Some of us been doing it. Some of us been paying attention. Some of us been growing gardens. Uh, um, but I know some of us out here in this land go to the supermarket. Out here we go to we go to Walmart, Wally World. Uh, uh, Go to the store. It's there. Hit the corner store. Even the liquor store got some fresh vegetables nowadays. But you get a shortage, something go on, and you don't know how to get it, you better figure something out, man. You better go out there and dig in that dirt, be able to put something down. Find some seeds and learn how to get a shovel and something to dig a hole in, and let's figure something out.
So
So,
what was the thing that made you start to think about being self sufficient as far as growing your own vegetables and shit? Maybe that's something you could tell people,
so,
maybe inspire
so
them. Or,
we've been looking around. There's lots of weird stuff going on in the world right now. We got a lot of things going on. Democratic moves, Republican moves. There's some land grab going on. During this pandemic we just went through, I guess we could say, we figured out that sometimes there's going to be a shortage of things.
right.
And as an OG and as a father, as a man, I tell you, we need to be able to get ready so we ain't gotta, so we don't get caught behind. Get ready so you ain't gotta be ready so you ain't gotta get ready, kind of thing.
Right.
You need to have
And
some form
and,
of plan.
and just for some of you people out there that may be goofy enough, he ain't talking about Armageddon.
No, God, no.
He ain't talking about the end of the world or nothing. We
It's
talking,
coming down.
yeah, we're talking about being self-sufficient, self-reliant. You know what I
Right,
mean? Which goes back to mental health too. It goes back to the
right,
very things that we're talking about, man. To be self-reliant, you have to be able to depend on yourself. That means you have to have you have to work on those insecurities.
right.
You got to work on them core things that fuck with you. Because if you like we're saying, I had said earlier, or we're talking about, if you're not mentally healthy, I mean, even doing a garden is going to be it's going to be a real heavy duty task if you can't cope or
Exactly.
can't deal with certain things. But I think just to piggyback off of what you said as I'm talking, and you can stop me, bro, if I get too long winded. But we a lot of times we forget about the core things that bother us and the core things that fuck with us. A lot of times we only focus on the very things that are happening in front of our face. You
Right
know what
now.
I'm saying? The things that are happening right now, but not understanding that these things that are happening right now in front of our face are actually triggering things that are in the deeper core of who we are. You know what I'm saying? And little traumatic shit that may have happened to you as a child. I was watching a podcast and the guy said he used to take his buddy out to eat the finest restaurants ever. You know what I'm saying? 5-star Michelin restaurants, but he wanted his steak burnt. Like he wanted his steak burnt with ketchup. You know what I'm saying? And the guy's like, you don't understand it. And he'd be taking him to these restaurants, and even the chefs would come out like, what did we do something wrong? You know what I mean? Like, nah, he just wanted his shit, and he wanted his butterfly down the middle so that he could make sure there was no
Yeah.
red in
Right.
it, period. And he wanted that motherfucker to be like beef jerky. And for years, this happened with him, with this guy taking this dude out to eat, good friend of his, right? And he finally one day sat him down and was like, yo, what the fuck? What is that? I take you to the finest steakhouses on the planet.
Mhm.
And you disrespect the chef, you know what I mean? And he's just like, you just don't understand. My dad used to cook, and he would just barely cook the outside. The meat would be bloody, and it disgusted him. And so to the core of his shit, now he can't eat any meat that isn't burnt to a crisp. But that's a core thing, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Something that like makes you sit back and go, oh fuck, really? So when we think about these core things that we have deep inside of us that we need to address and that we need to figure out, I know I got a lot, especially after it that I was just holding in. It's tough, and ain't nobody said the road was going to be easy. It's
Right.
tough because you've got to hit those things and face those things like head on,
Right.
because that's the only way you're going to get over it. That's the only way you're going to be able to function properly. That's the only way you're ever going to be able to think clearly. Because if not, then you're going to be triggered all the time. You're going to be mad.
Right.
You're going to be anxious. You're going to
Anxiety. Right.
anxiety, all
Right.
of these things.
Right.
Yeah.
Real talk. So the good thing about that is you got to deal with everything that comes your way. And if you listen to any of our prior podcasts, I talk about this thing, the 5-second rule. So
Right.
whatever you're dealing with, you got to deal with it's got to be dealt with, and it's got to be dealt with in a proper way. Because not if it becomes a problem. So first it becomes just an issue, then it becomes a problem, then it becomes something that goes down the line that sets you off course, and then you react to that, and now you've changed your life. Now you did something that ain't even called for. You know,
Right.
they make you run and turn into and not to knock it, a stick up kid. Because
Right.
you did the goofy, you done made a mistake. My pockets is low. Now I'm pressed with mom at the house with a baby would need diapers, and ain't no formula. Now I got to
Right.
do something stupid, to do something.
But how do you
So
know how you combat that? is when
Here
you
we go. Here we go. Talk to me, sir.
when you combat that, the baby needs diapers, all these things, and a lot of us, we just get lazy, not just mentally, we get lazy physically.
Physically, right.
And then we react when all these things start to pile the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? These things pile the fuck up. Next thing you know, baby need diapers.
Right.
You're down to the last bit of food. You're down to the cars on E. But the whole time you could have been out there getting it. The whole time you could have been doing something about your situation. And I'm not saying like, because everybody reacts and does things differently. You know what I'm saying? Some people, it takes a lot to just get out of bed. Some people, you know what I mean, because of whatever things that are inside that are stopping them from doing it. Some people can't get out of bed. Some people can't get themselves to just get up and be motivated.
Right.
And sometimes you just got to take baby steps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If today was a rough day, think about it when you wake up tomorrow, and then get up instead of sitting around and watching Jerry Springer. Get up and I don't know, do the dishes in the sink, and let that be your task for the day.
Right.
And then the next day, do the dishes and mop the fucking floor, or sweep the floor. Every day, add something to your task. Every day, add something. Right. And before you know it, now you're motivated to get up, go outside, get that job, or go to work, or do whatever in the fuck it is. But a lot of these things, you got to just you got to pull yourself together. That's really bottom line. You got to be able to pull yourself together. And it's a lot easier for some people. Some people it's very debilitating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're, whatever that mental block is stopping them from doing these things. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't make that, there's so many free
resources.
I'm sorry.
We got a little glitch, but it's all good. We ain't gonna let it stop us.
There's a lot of resources out there. You just have to be able to reach out. And let's since we're on the subject of reaching out, man, let's talk about the stigma, especially men of color. The stigma of talking to a counselor, going to a therapist.
Yes.
And I'm going to be the first to tell you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make you weak. It ain't. It's not you telling somebody your business.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's none of those things. It's actually a release. Let that shit go. Let somebody help you figure out why these things are happening to you, why you feel the way that you feel, why this anxiety is happening, and help you and understand and give you the tools and help you to understand how to use the tools to help you and guide you through that anxiety, guide you through the insecurities, guide you through all of these things that have been holding you back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the big thing there. Some people don't even know what it is, because sometimes that stuff jump on you, or it get bottled up inside you. You don't even know what it is. It's like, I don't feel good. I'm not understanding what's going on. Everything should be good. You look around you. Beds is nice, plush. We got the flat screens on the wall. I got a pocket full of money, but there's still something going on inside you that you ain't even thought about.
Right.
It's just that anxiety, identifying that. And that's where we talked about a couple of shows ago. Our man Jizzo talked about something's wrong. Wait a minute. Am I sick? No, you're not sick. You're not bad. You're not. It's just something going on. And to identify that is where we at. Find out what's going on. Where I should be doing better. I should have more, which ain't nothing really important. Having a bunch of stuff. Let me talk down on that real quick. Having a bunch of stuff don't make you happy. It don't make you rich. It don't make you independent. None of that. bunch of stuff is nothing but a bunch of stuff.
That's all it is.
And gone any minute. So don't do that. Another thing I know about us men, and again from my past and seeing men, is we attach ourselves to our jobs.
Right.
Now, I got this job, I'm this position, this title, and I'm this and that because of that, and you're not. You that because that's what makes your money. That's how you pay your paycheck. That's how you provide for your family, or just for you. Maybe you not. Maybe you ain't got nobody. Maybe you by yourself right now.
Right.
But that's not the important thing. The important thing is to look inside you and get that self-worth.
Right.
I prefer to look to a higher power. Again, we don't preach no religion or tell nobody how to get they praise on or what they do to talk to their higher being.
Right.
But talk to somebody.
Right.
Identify somebody and find out, and look at you and say, look in the mirror and say, I'm somebody. Look in there real close, look in the eye. I'm somebody because I know somebody, and then go from there. Build something.
Yeah, and so crazy because a lot of people would take what you just said right now and be like, man, that shit corny as hell. The fuck I look like looking in the mirror and telling myself I'm fucking somebody. Right. They might be like, motherfucker, I know I'm somebody. I'm breathing, ain't I? They might say some shit like that, but the truth is the truth. You have to. It's called self-reassurance.
Right.
Like that. It just brings me like, man, when you were talking about this, I don't remember exactly how old I was. I was in my early 20s, and I remember I was walking down this alley, and I was feeling good too. I was just like, I got my little walk on, you know what I mean? It was probably it was in the evening. It wasn't like super late or nothing. But out of nowhere, I got the strongest fucking urge to fucking scream and cry for no fucking reason. And it took everything. When I say everything, it took everything for me not to do that. And like to stuff it, whatever in the fuck it was, whatever that was at that particular time. Because I always think about that. Like, what was that? Mm-hmm. I mean, I was literally walking. I was in a great mood. I just came from somebody's house. Just, yeah, exactly.
Right.
And literally out of nowhere, I had to stop because I felt like I was about to explode. Mm-hmm. I felt like just going, just fuck. And as I'm feeling that at the same fucking time, I had this uncontrollable urge to just fucking weep. Mm-hmm. And even to this day, I have no idea what the fuck that was. I have probably stuffed that down so heavily that it's still lingering in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's still lingering. And I need to find out what that was, because that was probably the strongest time that I've ever felt something like that, but it's not the only time that I've felt, just like fuck, you know what I mean? Just out of nowhere, or the urge to just weep uncontrollably, you know what I'm saying? But never like that particular day. And that's some scary shit. Mm-hmm. To actually feel so out of control that you can't even control you're by yourself, and you cannot control your own fucking emotions, your own vocal cords. You can't control how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what is coming out of your mouth.
Right.
And I don't mean to get heavy, but sometimes we got to.
Right.
But that's why I think this show is so important, man. I really do, because I know for fucking sure I ain't the only one that's ever felt that way.
Right.
And I'm not even talking about when I tell you that shit was so overwhelming, and to this day, I don't know what that was. Because when I tell you I was in such a good mood, and it just like that, I don't know what triggered it. I don't know what that was, but I literally stopped dead in my tracks and lost all mental wherewithal. you know, and that
Boy,
goes
man, you're right, exactly. That the whole thing about it. Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, it happens to different people at different times in their life. Their heat.
yeah,
Um, uh, I've seen it, from my background in the military. Uh, um, I've seen it on guys who you would think, like I said, on top of the world.
yeah,
Physically, mentally. Mom and dad was at the house, come from good home, good backgrounds, and still hit that point. I believe this is what I believe personally, that it's from outside in. Uh, uh, believe it God, believe it Allah, believe whatever. That's a contact to let you know, hey, you connected to something.
right,
So, with that said, I mean, I was just at this weekend. I was at a Buddhist. I believe this weekend it was the Cambodian New Year, and
uh-huh,
we went to a Buddhist temple, and we were talking and interacting with people, different races, nationalities, colors, melatonin in their skin. Some of them didn't have it in their skin,
right,
and we were all out there talking. And one thing that touched me was, again, that unity to that. We're connected to something higher.
right.
So maybe that was just that reminder that you connected to something greater than yourself. Some people feel it when they're at their lowest. Some people feel
Uh,
it when they're at the top. They're
right.
on the world at the
Well,
top of the mountain. It's
the,
it's, it's up
the
there.
the truth of the matter is, like, trauma is trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some of it could have happened at such an early time that you don't recognize it or know it because you were a baby or a small child, and even as a child, children stuff emotions and feelings. You can have all the things in the world. You can have your mother and your father there and a great house and a great everything,
Mhm.
but only as human beings, we still have that shadow of shit in our minds and in the core of our beings. You know what I'm saying? And only that individual, either they know or you always know what shit you've been through,
Right.
but sometimes it's stuff so deep down inside of you that now it becomes a real physical and emotional thing.
Real
and
talk.
and like I said, when it had happened to me, and for the life of me still, I don't know where that came from, but it's damn sure something that had happened to me, or something that is has fucking put itself so deep into my mind and into my shit it's hard to figure out what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because that particular thing has probably been a stumbling block for me for fucking years,
Right.
because of whatever
Whatever.
attachment, it be emotional or physical or whatever in the fuck that I have stuffed down, that it legitimately has blocked me from being more successful, for me doing bigger and better things probably in my life, or damaging relationships, or anything like a self-sabotage type of shit.
Right.
And that's why it's important, that we talk to people, you know what I mean, and that we have this, even this platform right now, like, for people to reach out and to talk and to, you know shit, get it off your chest or something, at least start within those travels of understanding where those things come from. And maybe if you begin to understand the things, because sometimes, like, it's like a house, like an old house that's been painted so many fucking times. When you get past that first layer of paint, you're like, oh shit, there's another layer.
Right.
You get past that one, oh shit, it's another layer.
Right.
So we all have all of these layers, and until we get down to the core of our structure, the core of our being. You know what I'm saying?
Real
But we
talk.
got to scrape off each layer, one little fucking layer at a time, one little fucking layer at a time, because it ain't gonna happen overnight. I promise you that.
That's true.
Never
Real
gonna
talk.
happen overnight. So it's a it's a motherfucking struggle, bro. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to tell anybody any bullshit, because I don't know any other way to say it or do it, or you know what I mean. And if you're offended by what I say, then I don't know. You know, check
Put
in
some
with
thought to
yourself. I
it.
guess check in. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, because some of them life may be good. Maybe some of them ain't never had that. You know, we reaching
Hey,
somebody
listen,
who ain't never had that.
show me that perfect person.
Right.
Show me that perfect person, man, and I don't know. I'll go down to Jericho and get baptized in the river. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But show me that one person, because that person does not exist.
Real talk.
Not in the human form.
Right.
That person does not exist. We all of us,
go through
from every race, creed, and gender, have something. Some of us are hiding those things because we're embarrassed. You know, some of us are hiding those things because I don't know, they don't want to get caught.
Right.
They don't want the truth to be exposed, but the truth will set you free. That's what they say. You know. LaShawn says we mentally suppress trauma as a coping mechanism. Absolutely. If we don't talk about it and get to the core of the trauma, it can definitely be damaging to your well-being and how you handle life. Yeah, 100%. And it could also be damaging to you physically.
Yes.
You can physically get sick. You can physically get your blood pressure up. You can physically get migraines. You can physically not be able to cope. Physically not be able to cope. Right. And that goes back to what we were saying about debilitating things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, like I said, everybody handles it different. Yeah, right. Shame is a big one. LaShawn says shame is a big one. Yeah, shame is a motherfucker.
Right.
But even shame has to be addressed.
Right.
You know, we all have shameful shit. We've all done shameful shit. We were talking about that earlier, OT. You know. Yeah, we've all done shit we are not proud of doing that we've done. You know what I mean? It doesn't make us any lesser of a person, any less of a human being, you know. But holding it is a problem.
Right.
You know, like it was saying, it's that house with all those fucking layers. Maybe you scratch that one shame off, right? And then something else shows itself and you scratch that off and you're feeling a little bit better now. Then you sand it down some more and you get that other layer off and now you're feeling a little bit better.
Right.
A little better than the time before.
Right. Real talk.
You know? Scrape it off some more. Next thing you know, now you're like, oh shit. I remember
now
this and this happened. Right. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember
this going on.
This happening, this physical thing happening to me, this sexual thing happening to me at a very young age. You know what I mean? And then you scrape some more. You know what I'm saying? And then you begin to not only understand it, but then you begin to forgive. And I would say the number one thing is to forgive yourself before you forgive anybody. Forgive yourself, because a lot of times it wasn't your fault, especially as a child or whatever that's been through a lot of traumatic shit. It was given to you. It wasn't something you asked for. You know what I'm saying? We deal with things, LaShawn says, we deal with things with the tools we have been given or not given. Yeah.
Real talk, Sean.
That definitely reminds me of something that I was gonna talk about. Because in the Bible it says, what does it say? Something again. I'm not trying to push the Bible on anybody or Christianity or nothing. To whatever your higher power is. What I'm getting ready to say is probably going to resonate no matter what religion you are. But they say, like, we suffer for the sins of our fathers, right?
Okay. Well.
And there's something to that. There's really something to that, because our parents have been through certain things, and the only tools that they have are what they were given. And if they were given fucked up ass tools, that's the only way they know how to use those tools.
Say it.
And then those tools get along and they fuck around and get shifted on to the children. Mm-hmm. And now that this shit becomes generational. Right. And everybody is suffering from that motherfucker way back that never did anything about it, that never made any changes, or that never I don't know,
or never addressed
about it or addressed it or did anything like that. But it's a true hand down ass thing. Like, it's a true thing that that gets handed down generation to generation and generation. So I said that to say, like, you have to understand, you don't have to, but you should understand that everything ain't your fault.
Right.
Now, when you make a conscious decision to go out and do some goofy ass shit, well, then it's your fault.
You got to own up to that.
Yeah, you got to own up to that.
You got to own up to that goofy. Right.
But your thoughts and your feelings and your anxiety and all of those things are most certainly probably not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take the shame away, as LaShawn said. You got to take the shame away, especially if you were young and you weren't mentally ready for the things that happen. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with, bro. Like I said, show me the one motherfucker that ain't been through something. I swear to you, man. Right now, I will jog to the river Jericho and douse myself in the Lord's blood. You know what I'm saying? Look, and I'm not making fun either. I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a higher power. I'm not like that, but I'm just saying that show me the person that has never been through shit. And I promise you're probably showing me the devil himself. You know what I'm saying? Because you're showing me a lie. And we all know that the devil is a liar. You know what I'm saying?
And lie, steal and kill. That's right. Yes,
so, and for some people, it may be just as simple as becoming more spiritual. Some people, to make a change, it could be something as simple as reaching out to their higher power. You know what I'm saying? Talking to that higher power that they feel and believe that exists. It could be that simple for some. Mm-hmm. Some it may be a little harder. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody ain't in first place. You know what I'm saying? You run track, somebody bound to be in last. There's levels to it. Some people, the guy that's in last place, if we were making the analogy of a race, mm-hmm. the shit he been through is way harder, and he don't know how to deal with it. The guy in 7th place, he might be a little better than the guy in 8th place as far as dealing with it.
Right.
But even the guy in 1st place, he ain't dealt with everything.
Right.
He's just ahead of you. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
He's just using the tools. He's just dealing with it. He's putting work in. You know what I'm saying?
Working, right.
As in anything in life. You know what I'm saying? You want to become a better athlete? Put the work in.
Right.
You want to become a better musician? Put the fucking work in.
Want to become a better man?
You want to become I was going to say, you want to become a better person?
Put the
work in.
Do the good things. Right.
Yeah.
See? And that's all goes back to what we were talking about, that self-sustaining, doing something positive. And if you want to change something, you can change. There's that big on the YouTube, there's this Navy SEAL, guys dressed in all white, and we've talked about it prior to. He talks about when you first get up in the morning. This is another tool. We can give you a tool. We're getting close to this 30-minute thing, so I'm gonna give you a couple tools. Hey, when you get up and you're feeling bad, make that bed.
Right.
Start with something. Let's do something. Whatever it is. If you ain't got a bed, then if you got because I done laid on the pallet. I don't know about anybody else.
Come on now.
And you fold
your fucking hood. We lay on a pallet like a motherfucker. LaShawn says, first of all, Kenny LaFleur says, "Yer." He's probably saying, "What's up?"
Yeah.
LaShawn says exactly. It doesn't matter if you're praying to Buddha, Allah, Jesus, Jehovah,
whoever it is,
Yara, you believe
Yahweh, whatever it is. Yes.
Yeah, you believe in something, and it's all about doing what's right.
Right.
Hey, man. Sometimes that's even harder. Easier said than done. For some.
Right.
I'm not saying people are innately evil or angry or
selfish.
But for some or selfish, yeah. But some people innately, it just might be that it's just too hard for them to even do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's a tough road that life is just tough. There's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? You can fool yourself into believing that life is gonna be all peaches and cream for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh man,
rainbows and unicorns.
Right. I'm gonna win the lotto and my life is going to be set. Right. No, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be miserable. If you were miserable before, you will be miserable with money.
Right.
And you know what happens when you're miserable with money. You can't manage that money. You can't do nothing. Nothing right with that money. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, man, just even if you go out and spend it, you're just gonna have a bunch of stuff. And what is stuff? Just stuff.
Nothing. Material things that don't do nothing for you.
Can't take it with you.
No, you can't.
Somebody had said something to me like that, and I said, yeah, well, you know, put all my money into gold and then bury me in a gold casket and go. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna dig my goofy ass up, take the gold, and dump my fucking skeleton and shit back in the dirt, put the dirt over me. Because I don't give a, you cannot take it with you.
Nah.
They're just gonna pull your ass out the dirt and take it right up off you.
Egyptians tried it. The Egyptians tried it. They got robbed.
They tried it. Oh yeah, they tried it. They tried it. She says, LaShawn says, yeah, if that's what you have lived, doing wrong, but you do have choices that you can't take with you. What?
Okay.
Oh, that you can't take with you. What? I don't know. I kind of lost it on that one. But yeah, the Egyptians, they tried to figure it out. And God damn it, the pets got it because they got it. The servants, like if you're a king and you're like, oh shit, the king just died. Well, the servants, you got to go. Pets, everybody, everybody getting mummified. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. No, don't worry. He's taking you with him. Shit. Yeah, it's just laying up in that motherfucking tomb, mummified. Shit, you can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you.
Emotionally, you can fix things, though. You can fix those things, and you can take those things with you. You can take those things everywhere. When you fix your spiritual side and you fix yourself, you can always take that with you. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
It's a tough road, though, and I'm telling people right now, it ain't easy.
It ain't easy. No,
it ain't easy. Don't expect it to be easy. Right. You know, I'm living proof. It ain't easy. You know, OT's living proof. It ain't easy.
It ain't. No, it's
but what we also are proof of is that taking that first step is pinnacle. And that first step ain't easy.
No, it ain't.
Each day may get harder. It may be like climbing the endless Mount Everest every fucking day, but don't focus on the arduous journey. Don't focus on trying to reach the top. Just focus on doing it every day. Just focus on that. You'll feel better.
Yes, you will.
You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to an old friend. You know what I mean? Everybody's got an old friend that they remember back in the day that always was cool, easy to talk to. Reach out to an old friend. You know what I'm saying? Reach out to your favorite uncle, you know? Reach out to your favorite auntie. Reach out to your mama. You know? Maybe she can shed some light on some things. Communicate. That always helps. Help yourself to be a communicator.
There you go.
Help yourself to be a communicator. Communicate your feelings. Communicate what you're going through. And as simple as that may sound, it is extremely helpful. Even if it's venting. I do it a lot sometimes. I'll see somebody and they'll ask me a question and I'll venture all off into some shit that ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. But it's me venting. I got to get that shit up off me. You know what I'm saying? And LaShawn says, if you have to go out of your circle in fear of judgment, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It is 100% okay.
Real talk. Good job. Good point.
And I'm going to say this before we close. You know what I mean? This is exactly why we have this show. This is exactly why we have this show. To let people know that it is okay. It's going to be all right. And we're here. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Jizzo. He couldn't make it, but he here in spirit.
Yes,
We'll be back next week. We ain't stopping.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna stop. If I had to sit here and do it by myself, I'm gonna do it. If I can't make it, then I'm gonna make sure OT is doing it by himself if he has to.
Yes, sir.
But we're
We're
gonna be here. We're gonna be here. Period.
We're gonna be here for you.
Anything you want to say in closing, my man?
In closing, like we talked about earlier, man, it's about just doing it, thinking about yourself, thinking about your families. We want you to know that the OGs is feeling you. The check-in is here for you. If you need us, reach out to us. My man, he got multiple resources for you to reach out to him. I'm building mine now, so hopefully by next time I'll at least have something on Twitter because the OG is trying to figure it out for you.
Trying to get tech savvy.
Trying to get tech savvy, but in the meantime and in between time, we got your back. Check in with your boys here at the check-in, and we got you.
Yeah. And don't forget, we be here every Sunday at 8:30. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. We are not gonna miss a day, just like I just said. So maybe you didn't want to check in this time. It's all right. Check in the next time. If you don't feel like it the next time, well, put us on your calendar. Because we'll be here.
Check us on YouTube. We here. You can find it.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to check in, maybe go back and pick it up later. We get you.
Yes, sir.
We got it here for you.
All right. I gotta go. Somebody's tapping on my basement window, man. And we're gonna end it right now. Shout out to you, OT, man. Blessings, man. Gratitude. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And we'll see you guys next Sunday. This has been the check-in.